Oh, look! It's getting even thinner. I can see the camera. There, it's. The lighting still doesn't help itself. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, all of you that will maybe click on this video. This is the end of 2023's year-end wrap-up vlog. Hello again. It's been another year, another tumultuous year. I'm doing well. I've had some ups and downs, and there is definitely some stuff we need to talk about this year that happened or didn't happen, and how it's going to affect next year. So, let's actually get into that first, and then we'll talk about channel stuff and things that have happened this year afterwards. So, let's start with the elephant in the room, Elden Ring. So, to talk about why Elden Ring didn't finish, or at least hasn't finished as a series on the YouTube channel, we need to talk about Clarice. Say hi, Clarice. Actually, don't say hi. Clarice is my new computer. See, Hal is over here in the corner, over there, now collecting dust, unfortunately, because, well, he went kaput again. About 5 years, well, I want to say about 5 years after the first time I upgraded him, his motherboard yet again failed. And at that point, I was like, okay, let's upgrade it again. Let's do the whole cheaper version of getting all the parts together, see what fits, yada, yada, yada. And in doing so, I realized how old the parts, well, not old, but how not great the parts were to begin with. The upgrading of HAL originally was a one-to-one-ish kind of upgrade. Same processor, same RAM, same kind of stuff, but things that would work together on a budget. And it worked for the time being, but as we're now 15 years? He's 15 years old. He's such a good computer. He was. Love you, Hal. After 15 years, I couldn't upgrade him anymore without completely changing everything. So, I did, by getting a new computer. This is Clarice. I call her Clarice because she has I want to say plexiglass, but I'm not actually sure. I don't want to test because I don't want it shattered. Side to her, because she's clear, Clarice, and also the movie reference. She is an Omen 40L, I believe. Brand spanking new this year. I was able to take the hard drives from HAL and bring it over into Clarice. I now have 3 terabytes of memory space that I am using well and truly better than I did previously. I got 1 main hard drive. I have an entire dedicated games hard drive, and well, actually the first one's an SSD drive. Apparently that matters. The second one is the old one with the just games, nothing but games, and it's separated and it helps with space immensely. And then the third is just an extra one for things that I probably should. That's probably a video one that I should put on, because I have a lot of video files from the previous few streams that I've done, and Elden Ring. So, in doing the bring over, the transfer of files and memories, you have to do the bits and pieces. You gotta clean out stuff that was preloaded in on your previous computer if you want a smooth, or at least smoother, transition to something you want. So that's what I did. I deleted some unnecessary not firmware, but programs that were pre-installed on the computer. All of it went pretty smoothly. Everything was good. I brought in the new stuff, all the old footage from Elden Ring that I had, that I recorded, not the streamed version, the recorded version that was nice and clean. It had the good audio. It was great. And a few weeks later, I was doing some more bits and pieces, and as I was deleting some things went bad. It was my mistake completely. Absolutely, utterly my fault that all of that footage is gone. It's gone. And in panicking, I did my best to try and recover it, to no avail, unfortunately, and I panicked. I really panicked, because I mean, I think we talked about this last year, but the reason why it just never got edited to begin with was because the motivation wasn't there. Not a lot of people watch my streams, not a lot of people watch my videos, and just the motivation to put in the work, to edit it, to make it look good, because, you know, I edit it in such a way, because it is Souls-like. I do the little chops and edits, I cut out the boring bits, I make it as streamlined as possible for your viewing pleasure. And if I'm gonna do that, I want to at least have people watch it. And after so many years, yeah, again, the motivation goes away. And it's disheartening, and it's just, you put it off for so long and so long until you make a mistake and the footage, the raw footage, the original footage is gone. Luckily, we got to, like, episode 100 on the Elden Ring series, and it stopped at a good point, but that's not, it's copium that I'm huffing right now. So the only footage I have left then of the Elden Ring playthrough is the stream footage. And I downloaded all that I needed to, the rest of what is needed to do, but it's not good. The audio is bad, the graininess isn't great. It's disheartening to say, but the original footage was a lot better. And in truth, I kind of don't want to put out a bad product, if that makes sense. I want it to look nice. I want it to sound nice. I had a great time with Elden Ring, and I wanted to show it. And I can't really anymore. And I kind of just didn't know what to do. So I have the downloaded footage now, but again, no real motivation to edit it and upload it, because, again, no one's watching it, and B, it's just not good footage. So I'm kind of stuck in a weird place of not really knowing what to do, you know? Yeah, that's why Elden Ring didn't get finished. It was procrastination, non-motivation, and then deletion. Accidental deletion, and, yeah. Yeah, there's nothing really much to say anymore about that. It's a hard pill to swallow, because it's all my fault. All of it, I could have done it earlier, could have edited earlier, but never did. Which even more soured by the fact that I have a ton of Baldur's Gate 3 footage that I still have to edit. And that series isn't even going well, I mean, I finished, and that series is... Alright, let's move on to the next thing. That's a new elephant. It's a new shiny elephant. The Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. So, Baldur's Gate 3 came out earlier than expected, and for an early birthday present, I got it, and we started playing it on the Twitch channel. Oh boy, is that a great game. I talked about it, I gushed about it in the previous best of list, previous video to this, and I kind of did a off-the-cuff, not that great review of it when the series finished on the Twitch, though you will not see that because I am not archiving any of that footage whatsoever. See, kind of like how I thought I would do the Elden Ring footage and series, I would stream it, I would record it, and then I would edit it later when the series was, being done on the Twitch stuff. And I thought, okay, let's do it a little bit differently. We will not have anything on the Twitch channel archived, because then I won't have an excuse to not do it. I can just say, oh, people can go check out the Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough on the Twitch, and I don't have to edit anything. Even though the editing for this one isn't actually that bad. It's not like Elden Ring where I have to chop up fights and lots of boss running and soul stuff. It's a much easier edit. And that's what I thought. But then the same thing happened. I just kept playing it on stream, even though I had really tried not to. I tried to pace myself. I really, really tried to just not accumulate all that footage, and I still did. So now I have all this Baldur's Gate footage, and I need to edit it. Very easy to edit, though, so it kind of goes fast. But again, the motivation thing, being that, though, it's Baldur's Gate, I am going through it actually bit by bit more than you'd think. But it is few and far between, again, from release windows, how I'd like to release videos weekly and stuff. So, I just have a ton. We're as of right now, it's finished. I finished the game on stream. I loved every second of it. We took a pretty big hiatus because I did get burnt out. And instead of having kind of a grumpy playthrough that kind of superseded with Elden Ring towards the last fourth, I just took a break. And then I beat it this month in December. And yeah, probably for the best, because then they had an update for epilogue stuff. So it was actually pretty good. Needless to say, that does need to be edited. And that's where things are going to get a little different, because the same problem that I've had previous this year still kind of exists into the next year, and that is time. I stream, or at least I try and stream, Monday through Friday, and I keep a schedule as best I can. I've been taking days off when I don't feel it, so I don't push myself, and it's been going well because the days I do stream, I have fun. And that's kind of the main point. If I'm having fun while playing the game, you're probably having fun watching me play the game, having fun. And that's been going well, but the constant pressure to do streams every day does build up, and the time it takes for me to do that, and then afterwards, it means I don't want to edit that day, and the next day it just repeats and repeats and repeats. So, this is what I'm thinking is going to happen when we move on to next month. So, streams are now only going to be done Thursday and Friday. Maybe Wednesday if I have the time, but generally speaking, we are only going to be streaming on Thursday and Friday. That way, I have the weekend to myself, I get to recharge and do all the weekend stuff, but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are record and edit days, because I also have been neglecting the YouTube channel immensely. Doing Twitch and streaming is easy. Well, easy behind the scenes technical difficulties of society on the side here. All I have to do is pick a game, play it, and I just don't have to edit it. I just have to be fun, have fun, play, be smart, and all that kind of stuff. And it's relatively easy because I don't have to edit anything afterwards. And I kind of got late. I got lazy. I got lazy and said to myself, you know what? We're just going to stream. It's going to be fine. And I mean, I do enjoy the streaming. I do. People show up sometimes. Yeah, sometimes. And I do enjoy it, but because I do that most of the time, I don't have the energy or the drive to edit anything. I want to do that more. I want to get back to doing more YouTube stuff, be it an actual YouTube specific series, a Flash Player Resurgence. I only did 3 Flash Players, I think. I don't know about the early this year, but I think I only did 3 this year for the Halloween special, and I had planned for more, but then time got away from me again. I had a list. I have the Flash Player list being built back up again after losing it again and again from computer to computer. And I want to do more of that because that's my bread and butter. That's what I like to do. Just little vignettes of Flash and browser games, not Flash anymore, but little vignettes of browser games and stuff that I want to highlight and show so you can go and check it out. And then there's the big game series that I do between all of that and that fill kind of the rest of the days of the week. I miss that. And I've had the itch to do that again. I keep saying itch. I said the itch so much in the previous video, but I have that want to do that again because I'm finding some really good games and I just don't have the time. So, what we're going to do is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going to just focus in on recording a series or recording Flash Players and editing what I have of Baldur's Gate. That's what I'm going to do. And Thursday, Friday, we're going to stream. Now, I will shoot for longer streams to kind of counteract. Usually I do 2.5 to 3 hours. I'm going to shoot for 3.5 to 4 hours streams just so we can kind of balance that out. But I think the more minimum streams I do, I'll have time for other projects off to the side. Because a new thing that I also have this year, along with the new computer, is a new editing software. It is, let me check here. What is it called again? It is DaVinci Resolve. It is free, or at least the free version is free. And it is a really good editing software. No more movie makers for Windows Movie Makers. I used that way too long. But I'm using that now, and it's a proper editing software. Like, legitimately on the level of one of the other Adobe stuff. On the level of Adobe. Still very simple, but it's what I need, and I have some other projects that I've talked about years in the past that I might actually be able to pull off with this. So we'll see. So it gives me some chance to actually play around and have time to do some of the weird projects that I've put on the shelf for so long. So that's what my plan is going forward. I'll probably do tweets. I'll probably tweet, and I'll do a little thing on the YouTube channel for people that don't watch this. But hopefully, if you do watch it, you'll now know, and that's why all of this is going to happen and how this is going to happen in the future. And I think it's going to be good. It may change. I think once I have finished editing Baldur's Gate, I may add another day of streaming, but again, tentative Wednesdays. But that's what we'll call it, the tentative Wednesday stream. But I think for the time being, Thursday, Friday is only going to be the streaming days. So if you like my streaming, Actually, you know what? Tell me if you like my streaming. If you are one of the people that actually watches my YouTube videos and my streams, or at least tries to watch my streams, please tell me. Because not only do I want some feedback, what do you like watching me do? I have a ton of like go-to games, Dead by Daylight, and some roguelites here and there, but I would really like to know what you would like to see. I'm all for ideas. I'm open to suggestions. So, with all the aforementioned admin stuff being taken care of there, let's actually move on to what we did this year. And while I did kind of I really pulled back on my YouTube stuff. There were a few things here and there, but mainly we did a lot of Twitch streams. I have the list aforementioned, my master list of many, many things, and let's just get into it, review what we've done. Maybe you don't know that I did these things, and if you are interested in checking them out, they're archived in multiple places, actually, either on Twitch or my YouTube channel. I'll probably tell you what goes where. But let's sit back, cross the legs, and get into it. So let's start with Twitch. On Twitch, I started off this year with One Piece Unlimited Adventure, or is it Ultimate Adventure? I always dyslexia the two. I love those games. Okay. One Piece Unlimited Adventure is one of my favorite Wii games of all times because it is just niche enough, but also good enough, but also anime adjacent. That it is one of my gems of gaming material that I have and own. And I love it to death. And I just felt really nostalgic at the early time of the year or whenever I did it. And I got a Dolphin software, Dolphin ROM stuff, found a ROM of the game and played it. And I enjoyed it. and I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was a lovely nostalgia trip. I was able to see it not through kid glasses, but through like the now proper reviewer. And yes, it's got flaws, but I still love the game entirely. And because I was like, you know what, I still want to play more of it, I played the Unlimited Cruise games as well. Those, I went in blind. I knew they existed, but I have never played them before because they were never ported over to America. They are European, they have subtitles, or English subtitles, but the voice acting is the actual original voice actors in Chinese or Japanese or Asian. I honestly don't know. I don't look into these things. I just know the original voice actors, or who did that, or at least I think did that. I don't do research, but nevertheless, I loved the hell out of those games. And the entire series, both the adventure and the cruise, I was able to archive on Twitch. I was able to pull a few of those, I think the adventure part of the series, onto my YouTube channel, and I never got around to moving the cruise stuff. But if you are a One Piece fan, if you are kind of weird oddities in games, I don't know. It's kind of a resource gathering upgrade RPG with some really fun combat and some unexpected twists in some stuff. I talked about it again, previous video honorable mentions stuff of Game of the Year. But yeah, no, if you want to check that out, go check out my Twitch. The entire series is there, or if you just want to check the first game, that's on YouTube. I probably did one of my biggest undertakings I've done this year throughout a lot of my internet history and video series that I have done. I mean, it's comparable to me beating Divinity Original Sin over 4 years. It's that big. I finally beat Darkest Dungeon. See, because Darkest Dungeon 2 was coming out, I was, well, really excited for it. And I have never beaten, like, finished Darkest Dungeon at all. I've gotten maybe close ish. I think I've made it, or I did make it to the final dungeon once, but never to the boss. And I thought, you know what? Since the sequel's coming out, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time with that. At least I thought I did. I'm just going to finish the first game, and to do that, I added a few mods just to make the game experience a little bit smoother. Because, you know what? Darkest Dungeon is a hard game, and it's a grindy game. And I wanted to at least soften the edges of the grind. So we had a better inventory, we had more cash, more relic stuff. Relics? Curios? Whatever they were called. I'm getting the two games mixed up. We mashed it all together. We got some... We did good work. We did quickened pace. We beat so many bosses. We got ourselves to the final dungeon. We had a bit of a mental breakdown, but we got back into it, and we finally beat that game for the first time, and it was a really fun experience. It was frustrating at times, but it was fun. And all of that, all unedited, all hair almost pulling out adventure is archived in a couple places. You can go to Twitch, but it is on YouTube. It is in the massive Darkest Dungeon playlist that I have from all the series that I have done, from the first permadeath to the second permadeath to then the full playthrough. Oh god, it was so much Darkest Dungeon. And then I had the smart idea to try and beat Darkest Dungeon 2. No. I got close. Well, no. I got a distance. I also have archived 3 victory laps. 3 victories from each from at least 3 of the chapters of the 5. I'm still having a really hard time with the fourth chapter up until even now. Hopefully with the new DLC, it's gonna maybe give me that edge. I have some ideas. We will be streaming more Darkest Dungeon 2 in the hopes that we do beat it. But as of right now, I've only got 3 chapters and 3 bosses beaten. So, if you want to watch a shit ton of Darkest Dungeon playthroughs, start to finish, it's archived on YouTube, and in that same playthrough, same file is the chapters 1, 2, and 3 of Darkest Dungeon. Hopefully I add 4 and 5 coming this next year. We will see. I've already got some ideas for when I stream next for hopefully a victory, so we will see. But yeah, no, those are, if you have not gotten to any of those bosses or want to see someone else try and beat those bosses, go check those out, because they are magnificent creatures. Horrific, magnificent creatures. Yeah, no, just so much Darkest Dungeon, and there's going to be more to it next year. We also, speaking of dark horror things, had our yearly October spooky game that I really enjoyed, actually, and hopefully you did too. There's 2 that made the archive and YouTube channel crossover, though. So let's talk about Layers of Fear 2 and Alan Wake American Nightmare. Layers of Fear 2 was our big scary game of the year. And it had its moments. It was a very good story. It had some jank to it. Never seen it before. Never played any of the Layers of Fear. I played I've seen the first game played quite a few times actually, but I've never experienced the second one. So it was a nice time as a movie fan, as a Tormented Actor kind of fan, and one of those tragic choose your own adventure kind of games. It was really good. I think it's two parts, and if you want to see me get creeped out by some stuff, that's where you should go and check out. It is, I believe, both again archived on YouTube with the Scary Games folder, and also on Twitch somewhere with also the other Scary Games. We also played Alan Wake American Nightmare. Since Alan Wake 2 was coming out, I thought, you know what, I've had American Nightmare in my Steam account since I played the original Alan Wake way back in my YouTube career. Hit my headphones. It has been in the back pocket for some time now, let's just say. And I have wanted to play it, but with middling reviews from best and worst, it was definitely a back burner kind of game. But now seems like the perfect time to play it. And it took me 4 hours to complete. And it was 4 hours well spent. My God, I talked about it so much. Well, not so much, but I talked about it again in the last video, best of the year video from this year. And all I can say is it just fills so many little niches that I like. The so bad it's good B movie, the actors that chew the scenery, the really smart use of repeated game mechanics just doled out incrementally throughout a very interesting, almost slapdash, not quite there kind of game. It was really fun. And if you've never experienced that game, just go check out. It's, like I said, at least a little over 4 hours long. Well and truly a really, really good experience. And if you, again, are an Alan Wake fan, it is so worth checking out as well, because story-wise, I don't know how much was taken from it and put into 2. I'm staying very clear away from spoilers and all that until I actually play Alan Wake 2, but when I do, I'll be able to pick out those little details from the original and Nightmare, and maybe other Remedyverse things. I don't know, but whenever that comes up, Alan Wake American Nightmare was really, really fun. We're moving on over to YouTube adjacent at the moment, because we did stream this, but it's archived mostly on YouTube. I don't think I have any of the videos archived on Twitch for this. We played a little escape game, a little puzzle game called Escape from Mistwood Mansion. I really liked this game. I really, really liked this game. It was actually a contender for the top spot, not the top spots, for games of the year, but I had to cut it down for time and gushing reasons. I probably could have talked about that game for a very long time, but I can talk about it now, where it's not too bad. The game is amazing. As you may or may not remember, I played quite a few puzzle games, more environmental puzzle games. The Witness, always, and will truly always be probably my favorite puzzle game. And I've been trying to ride that high of finding other puzzle games. Talos Principle came close, not quite. I'm very excited someday to play the second Talos Principle. But I got really, really close with the Room games. 4 specifically. I think I talked about it last year or something. So I'm always on the lookout for that kind of escape room puzzle game. And Mistwood Mansion filled the criteria really, really well. It is a short game, but because of that, it was so well crafted, and I just had an amazing time with it. There was one moment that I was extremely frustrated, and I edited that out. But absolutely so good. If you want to play the game, I highly recommend checking that out before watching the Let's Play. That is on YouTube. It was such a well put together game. The puzzles, the environment, the mansion itself, so good. It was so good. And hopefully you check that series out too. Continuing on from puzzle games, we actually had not just another puzzle game, but a continuing series that I have previously started and am still continuing to this day. Rusty Lake Underground Blossom. This was, I think, the only game this year I didn't stream, but did put as a YouTube series. I may have fucked up on the audio, but I had an amazing time with it, and it continues, again, the Rusty Lake series. It was wonderful. I wasn't able to play Past Within. I think that the two-player game that needs two players because of how it's divided in its two-playerness. I'm still trying to figure out how to play that. It's a lot of work and effort, but we skipped that and moved on to Underground Blossom. There's the list I have down below, and now I'm staring at myself from the videos thing. Underground Blossom was I'm tired. I've been doing this for now almost 4 hours. We're almost done. Okay, so Underground Blossom was, again, the continuation, the storytelling of the Rusty Lake series, of the characters we know in a new, very weird environment, and we took a train, we got a ticket to ride, and it was really good. So if you are a Rusty Lake fan and you watch this channel, actually, because I did such, not an in-depth Rusty Lake series, I did the exact same thing here. I continued it, had a couple puzzles that really stumped me and I had to look up, but generally speaking, this is a really good game. Again, though, I did kind of fuck up with the audio. I did my best to fix it, but it can get kind of loud in some places. I'm sorry. It was really up in the air whether I wanted to redo the entire thing or just keep it as is with the first impression kind of deal, and I kind of just stuck with the first impression blind playthrough. And I might regret that later on, but I still think I still think it was a really good thing. So if you are of hard of hearing, you'll enjoy it. But just be warned that some of the music in the background is a little louder than me. So go in there with some, I want to say, muting ability. I don't know, turn the sound down just a little bit at certain times. Otherwise, it's a fantastic Rusty Lake game. I am really excited to see where the next step is in the series. They already are hinting at the new game. Honestly, I'm going to be playing it. I'm going to add it on to the long-running Rusty Lake mystery, uncovering all of that beautiful, beautiful shrimp head fish trumpeting just weirdness. Just so much weirdness. Finally, and honestly, no one was surprised I was going to play it, we have Baldur's Gate 3. I played almost all of Larian Studios' games. There's a few niche ones that I'm not interested in, but we got Divinity Original Sin, we got Original Sin 2, and now we got Baldur's Gate 3. chugging along as the uploads go by, but it's a series I'm doing, and it is a well and truly wonderful series. I'm playing kind of an off-branching Pathfinder character that I played in my real-life games, but also twisted it to be a D&D, and she's kind of her own thing. She's neutral evil that kind of becomes neutral good. It was a nice series. I made friends. I found characters I loved, ones that I'd like to sleep with. And just like real life, I pined for the one that doesn't want me, and brushed away the ones that did. Don't you love D&D? I sure do. I that game is amazing. It made so many people happy this year. It is well and truly the game of the year, not just for me, but for everyone that played it. It's so truly worth all the awards and acclaims it got. And I am very excited to see how Larian Studios adds on to it, because they do so much to their games even after release. We'll probably see more Baldur's Gate when the series finishes up. Fingers crossed, as we were talking about. Yeah, no, Baldur's Gate 3 was and is amazing, and it made me really get back into, or at least feel the need to get back into that CRPG world kind of stuff. So I did pick up a few games that I've had my eye on for a while, and we're probably going to play them next year. I'm not going to spoil it, because I might not even get to them, but they are CRPGs, they are role-playing games of D&D adjacentness, and I actually have a lot more knowledge of the game system of those games than D&D and previous other stuff. So hopefully we'll have a very interesting time when Baldur's Gate is done. We're probably going to have, I don't know if there's going to be a break in between Baldur's Gate and those games. I don't know what will release when. I don't know if we're just going to, because by the time the series is done and uploaded on the YouTube channel, I might want to jump back into the CRPG kind of world. I might be playing more Baldur's Gate. I don't know if I'll be wanting to do all sorts of different things or what will be out, but we may jump into it just after the series is done. Honestly, future-wise, I don't know when I'm going to be playing it, but if you are one of the people that do like me doing this kind of playthrough, you have got some things to look forward to in the year to come. And that's it. That is the wrap-up for 2023. Didn't have too much on the YouTube channel. We did quite a bit, maybe too much on the Twitch channel. And you know what? We have other than the stuff I did mention, we had other varieties of stuff, little bits and pieces, go-to games. And that's not going to change. There's going to be bits and pieces. I think I'm definitely going to be playing Dead by Daylight next week, because the Christmas event is still going on, and there's a charm I really, really want. So there's definitely going to be odds and ends, but needless to say, more stuff will be coming down the pipeline. Maybe some projects that I've put off for a really long time will rear their heads. They're not going to show up until they're done, unlike, the video series of games. I want to make them perfect. That's why they've been held on to for so long. There's very specific things I want to do to make those really, really good and fun to watch. Not just story-wise, but, viewing pleasure-wise for people. I really hope I can pull that off this year. So yeah, if you're excited to see what I come up with next year, or, have been around for so long that you remember the first time Hal went kaput, and now with a new era of Clarice, I'm excited, tentatively excited. Hopefully, I am able to balance the YouTube and Twitch and actually having a life, maybe a job, as I keep saying every year. I'm a mess of a human being. Do not become a content creator, kids. It is not worth it. I am way too persistent and stubborn to stop, though. So, either way, thank you very much throughout watching all of the stuff I put out or have been doing this year. It does mean a lot. I think I'm at, what, 317 subscribers? That didn't change much. It fluctuated over the year, but every one of you that does watch my content, I thank you. I know it's rough going, and it's still an uphill battle for motivation and whatnot, but god damn it, I still do love it. And I appreciate every single one of you that does watch my content and does occasionally comment and say that they do like my stuff. It does give me just that's the little bit of continual gratitude and motivation. It's great. So, thank you so much. If you are subscribed, like, follow, tell people. If there's a specific thing that you liked, please tell me. I might want to do more of that in the future. If there's something you want me to do, give me a suggestion. I've already actually have a suggestion from a previous comment that I'm actually really interested in doing. So, one person that commented a thing, your comment has been heard and may actually come true. We will see how that all turns out. And also, if you aren't subscribed or following me on Twitch, go check out my Twitch as well. I've got things on that channel that aren't on YouTube channels. Or if you want to just watch me and some reason, watch me and follow me there, or vice versa. If you're from my Twitch channel and have just recently gone over to the YouTube, thank you. Please subscribe. Give me feedback. I need feedback. I want to know what you all are enjoying, what you'd like to change. Doesn't mean I will change it, but I'd like to know something. What I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. I just need a little bit of information to hopefully make this next coming year really good. So, have a lovely holiday. Hopefully you all rest, relax, have just merriment, and I'll see you next year.